Chin chin.
Chin chin. Today we're going to talk about a subject that I think is something that everyone with children has, or even with no children has come across. Should you or would you have a second child?
As soon as you're pregnant,
Yeah.
you get asked, so when's the second one coming?
But yeah, so we thought we'll list the pros and cons of having one versus more children. So we're going to start with the pros because we're positive like that. Chin chin.
And we've had some bubbles, which might be the reason why we got into this predicament in the first place.
So one of the pros, I think, and I think this is something that I have thought about, and also as an only child I've thought about, is that you would hope that if you have more than one child, there's more chances that they look after you when you're old, or they call you once a week.
Or they might move abroad and then you're buggered.
Yeah, like I did.
Like me and my sister did. Another pro is that they will keep each other company.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But will they? There's some research that says that their siblings will fight every 10 minutes, and I can concur. So yeah, so you might sort of, when you're young kids, you're not necessarily friends,
No.
but then you do become friends, hopefully, when you're older.
Yeah, I think there is a period of time probably as well, like after the toddler years, before the teenage years, that there might be a period when they're entertaining each other.
Yeah. But I suppose the thing is that as a parent, it is a pro because you know that your children will, after you're gone, they'll have each other.
Yeah. This is something that I often talk about with people with siblings. There is that other person or other people who have the same life experience as you, growing up in the same place, that you always know you have that family.
Yeah.
But then I do think that nowadays your friends are becoming a family.
And I would say this about Noah and Mio.
We didn't come up with loads of pros because we're not going to have more than one child.
No, because I mean...
Spoiler alert!
Partly because we are geriatric mums. I don't know whether, if I'd started younger, whether... I don't know. We won't know.
I would not have had more than one child. For me, it was clear, like, none or one.
Let's talk about cons, Have a cup of tea. It's going to take a while.
If you only have one child, you might have a chance of doing that.
So, exactly. Are you ready to, do that whole shebang again? Not sleep for, 6 years. Can you, imagine being knackered all the time with a toddler or with a baby? Oh my God.
No, I think also, it has seriously impacted my brains and thinking. And if I would get a double whammy, I don't know what would be left of me. I would just be going around. And I think also, it's not just the sleep that you give up on. It is a lot of other things in life. At least with one, they might nap, or, it's easier to hand them over to another parent, and it's easier to keep an illusion of life. It's easier to go to...
Illusion of life, I love that.
You can still go to restaurants and things. It would be so much harder to...
Yeah.
Or not to mention three. A friend of mine was considering having a third child. Suddenly, booking hotel rooms, holidays, cars, everything would just have to go to this
cost so much more.
Yeah. It would go to this another level.
But also giving birth twice or thrice or thrice. How do you say 4 times? It wasn't that bad, but I wouldn't really rush to do it again. And also. What would be left of my boobies? And also, my God, getting your body back, it still hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Body bag, maybe, but not body back. And it'll never come back.
No.
So twice, nah.
Not only your body will take a hit, your career will as well. There's loads of research about this. When women give birth, their salaries, their career progression, all of it gets hit, and the more you do it, the more it will
for promotions and things. Yeah, absolutely.
Women's careers never generally recover from having one child. It's unlike men whose careers is ooh, doesn't matter if they have kids or not, but women is ooh, kids.
So one thing definitely that played on my mind when I was sort of, for the 40 seconds that I was considering that should I have another child, was that would I be able to keep things equal? You know, would I have a favourite child? Would I be able to kind of give both enough attention?
I think everyone's got favourites, if we're honest, at times at least. And the fact is, having more than one child doesn't make you a better parent. It's not about the quantity, it is about the quality. Nobody's more of a mum because they have 7 kids. I mean, they might have less time to be anything but a mum, but it doesn't make them a better mum. Also, more kids, more expensive.
More
I think,
plastic crap.
yeah. Oh, and it is worse. Every child you have is gonna add to the environmental impact of having kids. It's not an environmental act to have a child.
It's not environmentally healthy to have more than one.
No.
You shouldn't even have the one.
No.
To be honest, if you wanted to save the world, but.
Yeah, no, I think also not just the fact that the kids cost you money, but I think for us it would have been a real struggle to afford to have 2 maternity leave.
Yeah, and you have to have a bigger house, bigger car.
There's loads of these preconceptions or myths about what only children are like. So the number one is that the only children are selfish. Actually, there's no research to show this at all. The only children have got some similar traits with the firstborns, which are like they tend to be perhaps more authoritative and they're more ambitious in their career. It's quite well known that the firstborns tend to be more in the kind of leading positions in life and so on. But it doesn't mean that they are selfish. So don't worry about that. I mean, your kid might be a dickhead, but not because he's an only child.
So the other myth is that if you grow up as an only child, that you're going to be socially awkward and lonely. Yeah. I mean, that's just complete bollocks. I think you would form better friendships if you're an only child because you don't have to share your friends.
Yeah, I would say as well, like as an only child, I had like when I was a child, I had loads of friends that I spent a lot of time with. And I think sometimes you can see it, like when we go for play date, for example, with Mia's friend that's got siblings, it's like they grow up faster.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's a positive thing sometimes because they can ride the bicycle quicker.
Oh, and they potty train quicker.
Oh, yeah, and all of that. But then at the same time, with that comes like the different level of bullying that's above their age. And,
fighting,
yeah, and like the guns, games. Yeah, so yeah, definitely growing up faster. I mean, they grow up fast enough. I wouldn't want him to grow up any faster.
One of the really strong myths about only children is that they're spoiled. But again, they've done research on this, and it's not about being an only child, it is about parenting.
Absolutely.
So, you'll have spoiled second children, third children. It is about what you do with them and what your parenting is like. And actually, for only children, they because they have their parents' undivided attention, they don't need to do all that whining and acting up to get the attention from the parents. But yeah, again, it's kind of like it's the quality, not the quantity, that affects the personality and behaviour of the kids.
I think this whining thing you should tell Noah about because he whinges a lot.
Something that they've actually found in the studies is that only children they form a stronger bond with their parents. So it's a more of a kind of family unit of 3. And they might actually have a closer relationship with their parents.
So they might look after you better than just one.
Oh, they might.
The other one's going to think, oh, they'll look after me.
Yeah. Maybe we should adopt one just to look after us. But also, it is really important for kids to know how to be alone. And it's that's the thing.
Themselves,
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like the only children don't really have a choice. They just have to entertain themselves sometimes.
Well, we're still working on that.
Good luck. There's loads of research been done about only child versus siblings, blah blah blah, and they actually have found no significant differences between kids that are only child or not. So. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's basically your choice.
It's your choice.
Funny that.
So it is your choice, and whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat.
And if you really want to have 3 kids,
what about that woman? Last week it was in the news. She gave birth to 10 babies.
No way.
Oh my god.
On one go?
Yep. I mean, she was ginormous, but yeah, 10 babies.
Oh my god. I had one just yesterday. We went to the dentist for the first time for like 2 years and realised it was like 10 o'clock. It's like, oh, I haven't called school. We haven't told him that he's not coming.
They probably thought he had coronavirus.
And he was like, oh, I'm going to get an unauthorised absence. I was like, how do you even know that word?
Oh, bless him.
I didn't.
Oh. So mine was, Noah actually told me that it was my mummy fail because we've got this thing, that he has to be able to see me and I have to be able to see him at all times. And then we were camping and Noah was out with Ben and Mio looking for baby bunnies and we just got into the car with the rubbish and went off to put it into the bins. Come back, Noah is really angry, red in the face, comes to me, then starts crying because he thought I'd left him. Said, this is your mummy fail. I thought you left me.
I love it that Theron is telling us what our mummy fails are.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching again. Let us know if you're going to have 1, 2, 3 or 10 babies. And good luck with that.
Yeah.
Cheers.